I remember back in 2008, 2007, I still remember in April, that was the first time I heard an album from big band. Back in time, the K-pop wasn't really a thing. That time I knew I wanted to do something, but I just couldn't do it. There's an empty part in my mind that I want to get it filled. And the empty part, I knew it was dancing. I started to learn myself in 2008 for 2 years. And then in 2010, I met my first popping teacher and I learned with him for, I'll say, 6 months. And then I kept going all by myself. I won you back in Adelaide where there weren't much dancers around, so I was able to win. I won from the end of 2013 all the way to 2000, I'll say in the middle of 2016, I met new friends and the dancing got stronger in Adelaide. I wasn't able to keep winning anymore. It was good. It's good to see competitiveness in the dancing. I think competitiveness is always better than dominance. Practice.
Just practice.
It takes years. I wasn't really practicing that much till I arrived in Adelaide. But at the first 2 years of my dancing journey, I always make sure I have at least 3 or 4 days that I'll be using for practicing basics, the foundations. Then after I moved to Adelaide, there was less time to practice dance, but I got a bit of time. I went to the gym to improve the physical body strength. Always give up something because I know that I knew the last year when I got my offer from Melbourne Uni, I probably need to not give up but concentrate much less time on dancing because the degree the uni that I got into is quite busy. Yeah, you have to make a balance, you have to make change, you have to give up something. So I say as a student I'll still think the degree comes in first place, so I'll say less time on dancing, more time on dancing.
So glad you're here. Scooping your put the flow back in your ears. And the fantastic words, but I'm still on it. Let's see if I can get your attention. Now I want to drop some information. Just a little attitude to your education. I live my life by the code of the 600 watt 18s in the trunk.
First thing is I have no regret teaching popping at the process that I taught popping for that 2 years, 2016 to 2017. Of course, my language skills improved a lot. Besides that, I was able to teach students ages from smallest 5 to the oldest, I think 40. So I was able to teach meet different people and to express the ways that I have on popping. The difficult part is it's harder to tell your thoughts to a 5-year-old kid or to the fully grown man who is 40, 50 years old. It's hard for them to understand and sometimes for them to relate the popping to the hip-hop culture. So if you don't know the history, it will be hard. If a dancer doesn't know the history of dancing, it will be hard for him or her to understand the dance better. So through the teaching, I was able to grasp the history and the knowledge about hip-hop culture and popping dance even further. I remember back in 2010, when I started, my parents, they were really restricting for my dancing and they wanted me to quit. Actually, they forced me to quit, but I resisted. I said, no, if you want me to quit dance, I'll quit study. Yeah, you choose. And then they said, okay, you can keep going. And then I kept going for all these years. And now my parents, they are really happy about what I made all the way through. And they wish that I can keep going with the popping dance. And I do not want popping dance to become my career. I would like to keep it the way it is right now as an interest. If a hobby how it becomes your career pretty much change the intention of it, and then you gradually lose interest. Hope you have a good day. Thank you.